All right, everyone. It looks like it's right at 9:05, so hopefully everybody's had a chance to grab a cup of coffee and sit down with us this morning. As I mentioned before we took that brief break, Jesse Brewer with SureBridge Insurance is with us today. We're going to go over a number of things. So before we get started, just as a reminder, if you don't have the appointment currently, you can select this very easily in your your Sure LC online contracting account with Messer Financial Group. Just log in and work through the contracting process. A link will be sent to you, and you'll complete the onboarding yourself there with SureBridge, but be linked to Messer Financial, which obviously we want you guys to do. If you have any questions about that or need a little extra help, please make sure that you call our number here at the office at 866-568-9649 and ask for producer support, and they can help walk you through that process to make sure that we get you appointed correctly and avoid any undue delays with processing of that. To that point, it appears to be a very quick turnaround time, that once you receive that link and you get that taken care of, it's usually within 24 to 48 hours that you would receive notification that you are appointed with SureBridge and given the green light to write business. For those of you that are doing a little bit of group business, the opportunity to do some list bill with the products here is also an opportunity for you to provide better coverage for those group clients that you're currently working with. So that's a plus for us, and Jesse will probably touch on that a little bit as we go through the products today. Hopefully we'll take a look at the SureBridge website and the functionality for the agents inside the portal, where you can find vital information and materials so that you're more familiar with the process of writing business for SureBridge and yourself. Really what we've asked today for Jesse is to work through the cancer-wise and hospital-wise products. They've retooled these to be more competitive for you guys in the field. And then we'll go through hopefully a scenario or two with those and how those would best fit your clients. And then we'll take a few minutes at the end to answer some questions. So again, if you have questions after the webinar, please make sure to direct those to one of the marketing directors here at the office, or ask for producer support, and they'll help direct you to one of us, and we'll get you the answers that you need going forward. And Jesse will also talk a little bit about the support for the agent through the SureBridge home office as well. So with that, I'd like to introduce our good friend Jesse Brewer. He's going to take over now. Let's enjoy ourselves, and we'll look for the questions at the end. And let's have a great webinar. Jesse, thanks for joining us.
All righty. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Appreciate the time that everybody's taking out of their day to get started. And I know it is a little chilly in North Carolina, but it is brutally cold here in Nebraska. I think we had 9 below last night. So, you know what? It can only get better. But let's go ahead and get started today on Wednesday's webinar. We want to talk about the 2 new products that we have released here at SureBridge Chesapeake Life. As of February 1st, we are now owned by United Healthcare. We were owned by Goldman Sachs and Blackstone, and we were purchased by United Healthcare as of February 1st, and everything is going to remain the same as of right now. We're still going to operate as SureBridge Chesapeake Life. All contracts and everything stay as it is, and we just continue to do business as of right now. Now going forward, let's see here. I'm trying to get my advance. Jeff, I'm having troubles getting this. There it goes. Okay, at SureBridge, the advantage of working with SureBridge is that we are a paperless company. And it is speed and convenience, like Jeff talked about, getting contracted with us, is that it's over 90% of our cases are issued in real time. That's about 99% of our cases are issued same day. As an agent, you have access to write business 24/7, regardless of what's going on with weather and things like that. My agents in North Dakota, it's been 30 below here the last 5 days for them, but they're still selling business because they're in their office or they're in their home, and they can do everything by computer and phone. So you've got that ability with SureBridge. All the signature options. You can either be face-to-face selling if you're in the home, or they're walking into your business. You can do email signature, voice signature, or screen sharing. So you've got multiple ways that you can be able to sign the contracts and conduct business. You just have to be signed up with DocuSign, and we help you do all that. The broad portfolio. I want you to think about our portfolio as really income replacement and wellness products. I look at dental and vision as a wellness product because of getting those annual checkups, and a lot of times you can uncover some health issues that might be starting that you can find out through an eye exam or through a dental exam. So I look at those as wellness products. All of our other products, I look at them as income replacement products because it pays cash directly to the insured. It's not doing any bill paying to the hospital or coordination of bills or anything like that. What you purchase is what you're going to receive. The benefits are listed in the policy. So everything's paid directly to you, so you can use that money for whatever you want, to replace your income, to pay your house payments, things like that. And all of our products are either guaranteed issue or simplified underwriting. We're not tracking APSs or MIBs or anything like that. All that is we're underwriting right off the app. So if you're answering things honestly and with the questions, it's going to have the knockout questions, and we'll get these cases turned around quickly. Now we have smart technology, or what we call a smart app. So depending on what products you're selling is going to depend on what questions you're going to be asked. So it's going to build that app as you go, depending on what you're selling. And what's nice about our app is you can add mom, dad, and the kids all on one application. And so that makes it very, very convenient as far as conducting business. Now moving forward, just what we said, the e-application's proprietary base, and it works. The questions are very good. You don't have 30 pages of paper to go through. It's all being built that way. Agent contracting, like Jeff said, is completely paperless. One thing that we do is that we pay all appointment fees, both resident and non-resident appointment fees. So your cost to do business with SureBridge is minimal. As long as you're writing business and there's no issues, we will continue to pay those appointment fees. Broker portal, once you get your producer number, and it's a producer number that you can't forget, because it'll start with the letter C, and it'll have a 1 and then 4 zeros and then 4 other digits. So it's a C 10,000 plus 4 digits, and you have to have the broker portal in order to conduct business with SureBridge. Now, everything's an e-application, suitability recommendations. It'll tell you if the product's right or not. Well, we've taken a look at our product portfolio and we've enhanced it. We're really trying to grow our business in the senior market a little more than what we've done in the past. But when we look at our senior portfolio, we have Hospital-Wise, which is a new product. And this product goes for issue ages 0 to 90. This is going to help cover all the exposure that individuals have when they go to the hospital, their daily fees, things like that. All these products are gap fillers. Senior vision insurance. We have a vision plan that allows you to go and have your eyes examined every year. You work with the iMed network, and you have a 0 deductible for an eye exam. So there's no reason not to get an eye exam done. So if they're part of the iMed network, you're going to have a 0 deductible, and then you have a copay on your glasses. Very, very good plan. CI-wise, this is critical illness insurance, and cancer-wise and heart-wise, you can build it to however you want it to fit your need. What's nice about this is it still goes up to issue age 90. In people that are 64 and above, they can get up to a max of $50,000. If you're under 64, you can purchase $100,000. Then we have final expense, term insurance. We have senior dental insurance that will allow you to have your exams, checkups every year, 2 exams a year, every 6 months. And then we have fixed indemnity direct, provides the customers daily cash benefits. So as we go on here, Let's take a look at our portfolio for the under 65, and the big difference here is that we add a lot of accident plans. You still have the hospital-wise, you have the CI-wise, which is the critical illness, but the accident companion, that pays benefits to an individual who is injured in an accident. And you just never know when that's going to happen. I've had a couple clients, agents that I have that have had clients that have had numerous accidents, and we've paid. It pays a lump sum benefit when you go into the ER or the centers, the emergency care centers. It'll pay a fee, but if you end up being hospitalized, it'll pay a larger benefit. And so it works very well. And it can also be used for students and college athletes who are participating in athletic events. So football players, concussions, things like that, this is a good plan to have. Accident Direct pays a lump sum cash benefit for injuries and results in a hospital confinement within 45 days of the accidental injury. Pays a lump sum benefit. You have vision insurance. I like vision insurance because I'm going to have a zero deductible on that. And the max premium on the vision insurance for my entire family, I could have mom, dad, and 5 kids or 10 kids. The maximum monthly premium's $25. So everybody can have an eye exam. Plus you're getting like a $10 copay on your frames. So provides a lot of value. PPO dental insurance. This is going to get you to go see the dentist every 6 months. Great plan to have. Critical Accident Direct pays a one-time lump sum benefit for injuries. Accidental injury. Fixed indemnity provides cash benefit. Then we have disability, both sickness and accident disability. It can be up to a 2-year disability plan. Then you have metal gap. This fills those gaps on the bronze, silver, and gold plans, designed to fit within that. A lot of times people look at the premium on that, and there's not enough premium offset from changing your ACA plans from the gold down to the bronze. The premium difference might not work. So a lot of people will take the critical illness, the vision, and the dental, and the hospital-wise for about the same premium. And then you have Protect Fit, which is a wellness product. Now let's take a look at hospital-wise. We all know that hospital expenses are very, very expensive. And you can see that the maximum out-of-pocket for ACA plans in 2018, $73.50, $14.7 for a family. That's the deductible. Now, I don't know if you know, but most people don't have that kind of money in their savings to be able to pay for their deductible to cover that. Because we know that 2/3 of the population do not have the ability to cover a $1,000 emergency. So that makes it pretty tough to cover that deductible. So you'll find out that most people out there are taking their chances. We also know that a lot of times they talk about bankruptcies, and a lot of it is due to medical. About 2/3 of it. But what was interesting is that 75% of those people that filed bankruptcy had health insurance. Well, but they still had deductibles like this. It's still tough to pay. Average hospital days, 4.5 days. And the average cost of hospital confinement is $10,400. So let's say in October you were diagnosed with cancer. You're going to have a deductible to pay for 2018. We know that that's not going to be cured by the end of December. So come January 1st, you're going to have another deductible. So right there in 4 months, you're going to really have 2 deductibles. And then all of a sudden, 12 months later, you're probably still not cured, still under treatment. You're going to start another deductible. So there in about 15 months, they had 3 deductibles to pay. So things make it very, very tough. We provide cash benefits directly to the consumer so they can take care of that exposure. Now, a hospital-wise product, issue ages 0 to 90. guaranteed renewable for life. And you can see how we're going to factor it based on issue age, unisex, and unismoke. We used to have tobacco, non-tobacco rates, but we just made a unismoke rate because it's amazing when we're dealing with insurance that 99% of the people don't smoke. But so they've had to come up with a different rating structure. And you can see the rate structure. You can have just as an individual, or it could be you and your spouse, or you can have a family, or it could be an individual and children. So it works very well. You got your pre-X, your waiting period's none, and we have a one-time application fee. We don't have a policy fee that you have to pay every year. We have a one-time application fee of $20. And when I look at that, you know, some people say, well, that's kind of high. But when I look at, I have a 20-year term, and I have a $75 policy fee on that 20-year term. So over 20 years, I'm going to pay $1,500 in policy fees. Whereas with our policy, we have a one-time application fee of $20, no policy fee. Underwriting, truly simplified underwriting, like I said before. It's going to be accept, reject, based upon how you answer the health questions. We're not tracking any APSs, anything like that, no MIBs. Underwriting is very, very quick. It's all being underwritten by a computer. And if it gets kicked out, maybe there's notes or something, maybe a prescription, it gets kicked out, then it goes to a live underwriter to take a look at it and review it. Now, hospital confinement. This product works well in the senior market. If you're selling Medicare Advantage or if you're selling traditional Med Supp, this product will work. You can design it and make it fit your marketplace. So taking a look at that, you have the daily benefit of anywhere from 50 to 1,000 units and 50. You have benefit periods of 3, 6, 10, 21, and you can see. I think a lot of people are purchasing the 10-day benefit period. Observation benefit, we just included this automatically because we've heard so many stories about individuals who end up going to the hospital, the emergency room, and they're there for a lot of hours. And then all of a sudden, they're dismissed, they leave, and they don't realize they've never been admitted. So they're not going to receive any type of benefit. We wanted to eliminate some of that confusion. So we put in an observation benefit that says, hey, if you're there between 12 and 24 hours, even though maybe you weren't admitted, we're going to pay an observation benefit. And that's going to be one time the daily benefit that you'd purchase. Mental and nervous, 7 days per year that we have. That's automatically included, $250 a day. Now, the lump sum hospital confinement rider. So if you end up being in the hospital, we'll pay a lump sum benefit depending on what you purchased, anywhere from $250 to $3,000. And we'll pay that once per year for confinement due to a sickness or injury. So if you've fallen and broken your hip, this is where this is going to come in and pay that one-time confinement. We also have outpatient surgery rider. So if you end up having surgery, this will pay twice per year for any outpatient surgical procedures, anywhere from $250 to $2,000. And then you have the skilled nursing facility rider. And this just pays anywhere from $100 to $500 a day directly to you if you're confined in the skilled nursing facility. And this is because of sickness or injury. But when we look at this, I find most people are purchasing the 21 to 100 day benefit amount. Seems to be about the right price and coordinates well with other plans. You have the emergency care rider. So things are an emergency. It's going to pay anywhere from $100 to $500, 4 times per year, emergency room visit. Okay. And you don't have to be hospitalized, but if you hit that emergency room, we're going to pay the fee. So it's a rider. You pick and choose what you want. The ambulance rider, it's going to pay anywhere from $100 to $500, 4 times per year. My older brother, when he was taken to the hospital by the ambulance here in Omaha, Nebraska, that ambulance ride that I got the bill for was for $350, and that is by the local fire department. and they will charge to take somebody by ambulance to the hospital, and that was $350. And there's always kind of controversy in this city about that, and the fees keep going up, so it's not getting any cheap. Then you have the outpatient major diagnostic rider. Pays a benefit of anywhere from $100 to $500, and this will 2 times per year, and you can see the exams that you can have: a CAT scan, MRI, PET scan, EKG. You can have those. Now, there's also a wellness rider. Depending on if you have one of those tests done, we will send you back a check for $50. But when you look at the rating and the cost of this rider, it's $4 per month. So at $4 times 12 is $48. You're spending $48 to get $50 back. It really works well when you have a family and more than one person on the policy, because you have multiple individuals that can be able to receive the benefit. And the premium, the cost is not as high. So you might want to consider that one if that's something that you want to do, because it doesn't cover prescriptions that you're getting reimbursed back for. It's just one of those tests. Now, here's an example of Jane, who recently enrolled in a low-cost Medicare Advantage plan. A lot of those are zero premium or minimal premium, but you can see Jane's exposure. You can see that she's got $285 per day the first 5. She's got a $250 copay for surgery, emergency care, $80 copay, ambulance, $200 copay, skilled nursing. You can see what that is. And then major diagnostic exams. So she's got quite a bit of exposure there that would be depleting her savings in her retirement years when she needs all the savings that she can have. Now, for a total premium of $54.04 a month, she can purchase a hospital-wise that's going to provide a $300 a day benefit for 6 days. That's going to cover those first 5 days. It works well with the Medicare Advantage plan. Going to have an outpatient surgery rider of $250, so it's going to cover that copay. The emergency care rider of $200, it's going to cover that. The ambulance, $200, going to cover that. And then have the skilled nursing rider when she is in skilled nursing, going through, rehab and everything. It's going to pay $200 per day for days 21 through 100. And then the major diagnostic rider is $200. So you can see the total premium is going to be $54.04 a month. So you're looking at about $1.75 a day to reduce that exposure so that she's not going to be taking money out of her savings account. Now, it's just one individual, Jane, 65. Now, if you take a look at the traditional market that you're working, there's a lot of my agents, they do a lot of their business in the last 60 days of the year, open enrollment. But I'm trying to get more agents writing business the entire year, working with small business owners, list bill, things like that, and the traditional medical market for young families. So here's William. He's 40 years old. Recently enrolled his family, wife, and 3 children in the ACA plan. We know what the deductibles are. And so you can see that we've looked at the hospital-wise. They did a base policy, 10-day, $100 per day, lump sum hospital confinement. And you can see the riders that they added: the outpatient, the emergency care, ambulance, and outpatient. So if you take a look at that as an individual, it's going to be $45 a month. For an individual and spouse, it's going to be $90. That's pretty obvious. It's about $45 a person. But an individual and children, you have that 45 goes to 66. But if you want the entire family, you're looking at $115 a month. So $4 a day is going to provide protection and help satisfy those deductibles, reduce that exposure. That $4 a day is less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. I know I don't buy Starbucks coffee. I just walk by and look at it and say, wow, I'll just go on down and have some water or something else. But it can get expensive. So think about that. About 2 gallons of gas. Now, when we look at the summary of knockout medical questions in the look back period, this makes the underwriting that much easier in how we look at things. And on our website, we have a complete underwriting guide that you can review and a complete medications list. But currently, if they're on oxygen, pacemaker, ADL deficiency, pregnant, confined to a nursing home, hospital, or wheelchair, they're not going to be eligible. It's going to knock them out. They're not going to be able to purchase the coverage. In the past year, been in the hospital more than 3 times. That's not good. Uncontrolled cholesterol, blood pressure, and not taking meds. In other words, if they're not following doctor's orders, they're not going to get it. But if they're taking their meds, following doctor's orders within this past year, they're going to be eligible for the plan. And then also in the last 2 years, individuals with diabetes requiring more than 50 units of insulin per day or an A1C greater than 7% in the last 2 years. And you can see past 3, past 5, past 3 is the substance abuse, past 5 is the heart attack, stroke, all the things that seem to be in critical illness. And then past 10, if they've had cancer in the last 10, not eligible. But if it's over 10, then we'd be fine. Forever, organ transplant, HIV, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis. Those are the knockout questions. And when you do the app, you can see what the questions are asking. Now, here's the list of acceptable medications. A lot of times you get a list that says these are the unacceptable medications. And if they're taking a med and it's not on the list, it gets confusing. But here are the acceptable ones. Diabetes, metformin, and then the high blood pressure, all the different names for those drugs. Cholesterol, you've got them all listed there. Depression, anxiety, you've got those. And then you have all the other prescriptions. Now, when you look at this, if they're taking prescriptions, it's for more than 30 days. That's when it's going to come into effect. But if you take a look at that, those are the acceptable ones. If it's more than 30 days, that's what we're looking at. If it's a one-time prescription for less than 30 days, it doesn't seem to have a problem. CI-WISE replaces our traditional critical illness plan. So as we look at these 2 new products, the hospital-wise, think about the seniors that you've sold that have exposure, that you've done the Medicare Advantage. You can take a look at that product and make it fit. You can also talk to Messer Financial with their marketing reps to get some ideas on how to get that to fit. And it's also out there on the, I believe it's the CSG actuarial calculator that you could be able to see how it fits. The new product, CI-WISE, which replaces our traditional critical illness plan, our former critical illness plan was a one and done, what I called. Once the benefit was paid, the policy would expire. This new plan has approached it as a category approach, and you can receive a benefit more than once. You can receive a total benefit per category. So if we take a look at that, why do we need critical illness? Well, we're all living longer. We have better docs, better medicine, and we're able to survive some of the things that we used to die from. So if you take a look at the stats, 38.4% of the people have an opportunity to develop invasive cancer. Here in Nebraska, it's 1 out of 2. We're at 50%. And every 38 seconds, someone in the U.S. dies from heart disease. And someone in the U.S. has a stroke every 40 seconds. Now, if statistics sold insurance, then it should be no problem. Because I know that statistics don't sell insurance, because I know that 100% of us are going to die. And we also have a lot of people out there that have no life insurance. But what I want you to think about is what this policy will do for your family in the event of one of these things happening. It's going to provide cash at the time that's needed so you can concentrate on getting well. Because we know that when you're going through cancer treatment, 2/3 of the cost are indirect. In other words, you have house payments and food and travel expense. It all has to be paid for. And if you're unable to work, what happens to the paycheck? So you want to be able to have that money there at time of need. Well, how do we bring that discussion up? And I know when working the senior market, if I mention critical illness, that might be a tough way to bring it up, but I'll ask them, who do you have your cancer insurance with? And everybody has heard of people who have had cancer insurance or they've owned it, and they can relate to it. If I just say critical illness, no, I don't need that, because they'll think of other things. But if you bring up cancer, they have a tendency to get engaged and decide if this plan is for them. But you can do that by asking thoughtful questions. The first question, just in conversation, is who do you know who's had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer? We all know of somebody we've worked with, somebody we go to church with, a friend, a neighbor, a family member. We all know of somebody. So visualize that. Was it expected or unexpected? In other words, if there's 3 of us in a room, like that stat said, 38% of the chance to get cancer, there's 3 of us, that's basically 1 out of 3. We're going to look at each other and think, you know what, it's not going to be me, but it's going to be somebody. It's going to happen when you least expect it. And the third question, was there emotional or financial stress? Well, I know based upon the stats that we read about financial independence and things with individuals, money's pretty tight. Some people might have great health plans, low deductibles, enough money to cover the emergency, and they're fine with it. But there's also a chance for emotional stress. If you're diagnosed with cancer, all of a sudden you're thinking about what's going to happen to my family, what's going to happen with my goals, how am I going to be? Am I still going to be able to work? What's going to happen? And if I was diagnosed and somebody showed up and gave me a check for $25,000 or $50,000, how would that help ease the burden? So think back about that person that you thought of in question number 1, who do you know? And think that, hey, if they had a check that was delivered to them for $25,000 or $50,000 tax-free, what difference would that make? I was in an office here a while back and had a young lady come into my meeting towards the end. I've known her for quite a few years, and she had tears in her eyes, and everybody kind of left the room, and I said, are you okay? And she says, no, not really. And I says, is there anything that you can share that I can help you with? And she says, well, I just called my spouse, and I just came from my doctor, and I was diagnosed with cancer. Now, she'd gone cancer-free 14 and a half years, and she was going in for a routine exam that she's went into for the last 14 and a half years, not expecting to hear that. So was it expected? Boy, she wasn't thinking it was going to happen, but it did. Now she has a critical illness plan, and what she was troubling with was, how do I tell my daughter? She had been through this before, saw me what happened. How do I tell my daughter? And she says, I'm going to survive it. I'm going to kick it. But I just know the emotional stress that she had. So, you know what? The check makes it much better. It's not going to heal it completely or anything like that, but it's going to help you concentrate on getting well. Now, when we look at the CIYs, how does it work? You start with a base policy, and then you add the optional riders. So you can start with cancer, but you want to add the heart and stroke, you can do that. And then you can add the critical coverage or critical conditions coverage, you can add that. Or you can start with the heart-wise, and then you can add the cancer, and you can pick and choose what you want. So you can add the optional riders, anywhere from critical conditions or heart-wise if you start with the cancer-wise. Now, you can also add additional riders that will pay a reoccurrence benefit. So in the event that you had a heart attack, we paid out the full benefit, and you had the reoccurrence benefit, you went 365 days without another heart attack, and it happened again, we'll pay out 50% of the benefit again. So that rider provides an additional payment. Very, very affordable. Now, with cancer-wise or our CI-wise, still has issue ages 0 to 90. If you are less than 64 years old, we will guarantee issue 5,000 or 10,000. If you're over 64, just turned 64, then there's no guaranteed issue amount, but you can get anywhere from 10,000 up to 50,000. If you're under 64, you can get up to 100,000. We sell more individual critical illness insurance than anybody else in the industry. Chesapeake Life, SureBridge. Now, we don't outsell Aflac or Colonial because there's a lot of that being done on a work site, but just individually underwritten critical illness plans, we sell more policies than anybody else. Guaranteed renewable for life. So once your premium is paid or set, at what age you buy it, that's the premium that we're going to charge. We see no reason for any increase in premiums or anything like that. But what's nice about this new plan is there's no benefit reduction, where a lot of my competition will have a reduction, say at 75. The benefit cuts in half, but the premium doesn't change, or the plan terminates. So you want to take a look at that. Now, the HeartWise provides a lump sum benefit qualifying diagnosis of a covered heart attack or stroke. And you can see what it pays 100% at or 25% at. If you'd received a 25% payment, the other 75% is still available if something would happen. So if you had the bypass graft, coronary artery bypass graft, and you had a $100,000 policy, we paid out 25, 75,000 is going to be left there in the event you have a heart attack or a stroke. So it's always the 100% is going to be paid out. Cancer wise, you have 100% coverage, and where this is kind of new and improved is that we have a skin cancer benefit of $250, a one-time payment for skin cancer. But if it's cancer in situ, but not invasive cancer, it's going to pay 100%. Critical condition riders. I really like this one because it's going to pay 100% benefit for Alzheimer's, but also loss of independent living. If you cannot satisfy 2 of the 6 ADLs, it'll pay out 25% of the benefit. And you know what? 2 of those 6 ADLs could be feeding or transferring, cognitive, whatever, 2 of the 6. So if you have a $50,000 policy and you're a senior, it's going to pay out $12,500 that you're going to be able to use as you see fit. So you've got that. The Alzheimer's and the loss of independent living are features that individuals in the senior market like. Now, the reoccurrence benefit rider, just like I said, it's going to pay 50% of the benefit again if you have this rider and you went 365 days free. Same thing with the heart attack and stroke. Now, you also have a wellness rider. If you want to purchase that, we'll pay you back $50 for any one of those tests that you get done. It's not $50 per test. It's a one-time annual $50 per year for any one of those tests. Now, here's an example of how the plan's going to pay. And you can see that this has the optional reoccurring benefits, and it's going to pay 100% for each category. And then with the reoccurrence rider, it's going to pay 50%. So you have an example here of Joe, who purchased a $50,000 policy. I'm taking a look at this. I'm looking at those dates. We're already predicting that December 15, 2022, he's going to have a second heart attack. Must be getting stressed out about Christmas, but we've kind of predicted what would happen. So you can see that, he's had the cancer-wise, he's had the lump sum, the heart attack, major organ transplant, lung cancer, and second heart attack. He's going to receive a $200,000 tax-free benefit. Now, I've been doing insurance a long time and been around critical illness a long time. I like the category approach. I've not seen anybody receive a benefit greater than 2 categories, but you just never know this day and age of what's going to happen. But I would rather have it than not. Now, here's an example. How do you determine how much to purchase? So you can see that John and his wife Kathy, they're both age 35, very young, and they're thinking, you know what, nothing's going to happen to me, but they do have that exposure. So they're taking a look at their mortgage and utility, their medical costs and deductibles, the daycare, the travel to see the specialist, vacation to Disneyland to help the family distress. And you can see the total amount of benefit that they're going to have, $60-some thousand. Well, how much do you decide to buy? Some people will buy an amount equal to 1 year of salary, 2 years of house payments. They'll come up with some type of an amount. So you got John and Kathy both at 70 and the children at 20, and you're looking at a premium to be about $4 a day, $98.40 a month. Now, I own a critical illness plan myself, and it's right around the face amount of $37,000. And I bought that amount because that was 1 year of college tuition. My last son was in college, and my thought was if something happened to me, being the breadwinner of the family, I wanted to have that cash available to be able to pay his tuition so his dreams don't go off track. And then we could reevaluate at summertime and decide, are you going back to that college? Or are you going to live at home and go to the local community college to finish up? Well, nothing happened at that time, but that was the way I came up with the amount. Because if I was younger than 59 and a half at that time when he was in college, if I had to take out money out of retirement out of my 401k, I'm going to pay tax and I'm going to pay a 10% penalty. So I don't want to take money out of there because that money is going to hinder me down the road in my retirement because that money's gone now and it's not growing. So it's better for me to pay a premium to cover that exposure. So just think about what you got going on and how you want to look at your buckets that you want to work with and what bills and exposure that you have that you want to take care of by insuring against it. Now, here's Victor and Sandy, age 65 and over. So we're back to the senior market, whether they own a Medicare Advantage plan or a traditional Med Sup. You can see that they've got their deductibles, major diagnostics, and trips to the specialist. So they're at $17,700, and they purchased a $20,000 plan. And you can see the premiums there, and they can pick and choose if they want those riders or not. If they just want cancer, it'd be $27.60 a month. If they want to add the heart and stroke, they can add that, or the critical conditions rider, they can add that. Or if they just want cancer-wise and critical conditions, they can have that. So they can pick and choose. So you're looking at the premium of $72 for Victor, $52.80 for Sandy. So it gives you an idea of the premiums that are available that you would be writing. Now, same thing, here are the knockout questions, and you can see whether it's for the cancer, the heart attack, stroke, or the critical conditions rider on the screen with the check mark, and you can see the look back period. Same thing as we had before in hospital-wise, going from the current year clear down through 10 years, forever, and then you have the family question, the family health question. 2 or more family members with heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and this is if it was prior to age 65. And now you come back to the acceptable medications. The list is the same as it was on the hospital-wise. And so you can see the acceptable meds. And this is our plan on how it stacks up, the CI-wise, with a couple of different carriers that we compete with, competitor A and competitor B. And if you're writing in this market, I'm sure when you look at competitor A and competitor B, you'll be able to figure out who they are, and you can take a look and compare our benefits and our premiums versus A and B. And you can see our premiums, I think, are very affordable, but it also, if you could sell the 104 for competitor A at $25,000, you can still sell the male with us at $57.50. You might want to up the benefit so they have a little bit more value for their dollar, a little bit more benefit for the dollar. So you can pick and choose and design the plan to fit within the budget. So the product's available in all these states, North Carolina and South Carolina. It's been available since August 31st. Basically, it was Labor Day when these products were released, Labor Day weekend. And the software won't allow you to sell it unless it is approved in that state. So the point of sales tool will keep you from selling it someplace where you can't. Everything is based upon the residency of the insured. Now, let's take a look here if I can get closed out of this and get to the demo site. I'm going to go to, as an agent, I need to log into what we call the SUPS portal, or you can go to SureBridgeInsurance.com. If I can, SureBridgeInsurance.com. And let's see here. I want to expand that screen. Did that expand? There we go. And I want to go in as an agent. And as an agent, I can see all this stuff. And I want to hit Let's Go. And it's going to talk about why sell SureBridge. It's got a quick quote that you can take a look at, information about the product, all those things. And if you want to get appointed, we bring no agents direct. Everything goes through a marketer, so you can work directly with Messer Financial in getting appointed. And then talks a little bit about all that. Now, as an agent, I want to go to the Resource tab. And under the Resources, I have a quick quote where I can do quotes real fast just to get an idea of the premiums. And then I have producer support that I can call, 800 number, or an 888 number, I guess it is now. And then I have service my customer. If my customer needs an ID card or wants to change their banking or mailing address, things like that, they can do that. You can log in for them and do that. You can get a dental or a vision ID card same day that you apply for the coverage. And then there's your quick quote on the right-hand side. But now I want to do business, so I have to log into the producer portal. And I can click here. And it's going to bring me to the SUPS portal page. And you have a page that looks like this. It's going to require your producer number. And let's make sure I've got that right. I've got 3 zeros. I need a 4th zero in there. And let's see. 6. Let's make sure that's the right password. 2959. There we go. And I hit sign in. And this is the deck page, dashboard, whatever you may want to call it, where you have to go to be able to do business with us. You can see all the tabs across the top. And when you know you're in the right spot is because you're going to have your name up here in the upper right-hand corner. You have all the tabs, the home page, tools, all that. As we go through this, you will notice that any type of announcements that are coming out, they'll be there in the announcement box. You've got the phone numbers for member support and producer support that you can call. Then you have My Account, the Life Dashboard, and if you want to set up a list bill, it takes 2 apps, 2 people to set up an employer list bill. You have to do that the day prior to doing an enrollment, because we're going to assign a number and then you can enroll the people. And then you have all different types of training materials. Under generic product training, there's going to be a PowerPoint presentation, a little quiz at the end about each product. So you can open those up, learn about the product. You can also go into sales tool training. It's going to show you how to use the point of sales tool, electronic policy, microsite request form if you want to build a website to where people can enroll just on the website. All the production gets, counted towards you with your producer number and everything. Commissions are all paid. And then you have the underwriting guides. You have the life underwriting guide. You have the medications list that we talked about a little earlier. And then we have the underwriting and product guide. The underwriting and product guide is going to list every product that we have. You're going to be able to pull up a sample policy, and you're also going to be able to find out how we define domestic partnerships, how we define permanent visas. If you have a question if somebody's eligible or not, it's going to tell you how to set effective dates, the 1st through the 28th. It's going to tell you that we take bank draft. We also take credit cards. So you have all those underwriting plans that you can get. Now, also on the tools side, where you want to spend and check some time, if you're trying to do a quote and you're not able to, you click on the tools side and you come down here to the right-hand corner, excuse me, and you want to check and see, you know what, I want to see if such and such product is available in North Carolina, the home of Messer Financial. So if I go there, that's going to show me the products that's available in North Carolina. So I know that cancer and heart and stroke is available. So those products are there. And when I look at hospital indemnity, I can click on that. And there's Hospital-Wise, the product we talked about today. But if I want to take a look at a brochure and see what it's like, I can click on that and it'll bring up the brochure. Now I can either email that brochure to my client or I can print it off. And so you can see, here's the brochure, Hospital-Wise. So you have access to all the brochures. And it's going to, give you feature, benefits, list those things that's there, and a little bit about all the riders and all the supplemental plans that we have. So you've got all that information available. And then you've got that all right there. So you've got the brochure. If you want to read and study that, you can do that. Now I want to go back to, let's see, product pages. Let's see if I get there. And then let's say that I want to find out about doing an email blast and I want to use the SureBridge logo, or I want to put it on my letterhead or my business card. Here's the advertising approval process and logo request form. Guidelines, you have all that information available. Or if you have a client whose son, got hurt in a football game and needs a claim form, here's the claim form packet. You can get it, or they can just call in and start the claim process there. But you have the information available if you want. Now, you also have the supplemental product availability chart. This allows you to print off a copy, and it'll show you all the products in all the states if you just want to look at a paper copy versus clicking on the product availability and brochure. Now, in order to do business, we always have to track it. So we have all your reports. Those are all there, your commission statements, everything like that. And under My Account, you'll have the same thing. And in SureBridge University, when you do training, you go in there to do your annual training. And That'll take you 15, 30 minutes a year to do the annual training. And then the store, if you want a shirt or pins or anything like that, you can order. Get well, that's going to be the Protect Fit, and then you can log out. But in order to do business, you have to have your producer number, and then you have to go into the quote and apply tool. And that is right here, SureBridge, quote and apply. That's where you go to be able to build a proposal. Now I'm going to go to a demo site to where I can bring that up. And let's see here. Let me bring that up quick. And get that out of my emails. Close current tab. Oops. And go, come on. And go to demo. POS demo. And I can send this demo out so you can be able to practice and with directions on how to sign on and do it. So, welcome to SureBridge Agent Portal. I can sign in, and I'm going to put in the producer number for the demo. I'm going to sign in. Now, hopefully it's working because sometimes they're doing testing and it won't allow me to do that. So I want to build a proposal. I can go here. I want to build a proposal. You can see the subway tile or the status bar, or sometimes referred to as Domino Pizza thing. But I can go ahead and do a zip code. And I was looking here at, let's see, a zip code here for 28227. That will be, select the county. I'm going to do Mecklenburg. I'm going to do Mr. Street here. There we go. jstreet@messerfinancial.com. Okay, got that. I hit save and continue. I don't know if I made Jeff too old or too young, but we made up a New Year's Day baby. So now I want to start to build a proposal. So you can do, you know, low, medium, high, good, better, best, or you can just do one quote. So if I want to go here, I want to add plans. I can add a plan. And let's say I want to add dental and vision. It's loading dental and vision plans. Now our average premium per month is going to be about $90 per case. So I want to go here to the dental. I just want to add vision. So I can go here and add it to quote 1. add. There we go. Whoops, already did that. And then I want to go back here, and I want to look at the accident plan. And I can add the accident companion. And I'm going to do the options. I'm going to do the benefit level of option 2. Be $5,000, be $14 a month. And I'm going to add that to option 1. There we go. And then I can go to illness here, loading the illness plan. And you get how to add the plans. I can go here to CI wise, or I can go to cancer wise. Let's say I want to add cancer. And there's the max benefit, but I want to just say make it 50,000. And I want to add the critical conditions rider. And I want to add the lump sum heart attack and stroke. So I add those. And I'm done. So I want to add that to option 1, quote. Okay, so I've added everything that I want to add. Now I go up here, and I'm going to hit done. And it's going to bring up the proposal that I've done. And I got a $200 a month premium. So I've got the accident companion. I've got the cancer wise. And the critical conditions rider and a lump sum heart attack. And I got vision. Now I had Jeff at age 54. I know he's not 54, but that seemed to be the age that I picked at that time. And now I can email that proposal. Or I select it. Now, here goes the underwriting. I'm going to be able to take the app, and I'm going to put in the address of 4301 Morris Park Drive, and it's going to be Mint Hill. And the address line is the same. Email address. I'm going to Control C, copy. Move that over here to Control V, place it in there. And Jeff's mobile phone is 561. Whoops. 568 964996. Whoops. 9649 561 5. Wait, I'm sorry. 561 758 3953. Teaming crickets. 561 561 758 3953. There we go. Tobacco user, no. Okay. And I hit save and continue. And I can use what I entered. I hit continue because it's going to look up the address. And now we're going to pretend that I'm sitting in front of him, and I'm going to start the application. Here's all the plans that I have. And there's the premium, and I want to start the application. Here we go. It's going to bring up the questions. It's supposed to bring up the questions. Now I can select my enrollment method. Am I doing phone or voice? Am I doing screen sharing, video chat? I'm going to pretend that I'm in front of Jeff. I'm going to hit in person. And here's what you read aloud to the client. And then I acknowledge and continue. And now here's all the information. I've got that. You gotta put in a height, 6 foot, 2, 150. No, date of birth. Okay. Address, home address, mailing address. I don't want to miss that because that'll prevent me from moving on. There's his phone number and his email address. I want to make sure they're correct because I'm doing everything electronic. So I hit save and continue. Now, part of this information you can do prior to being with the client if you know the date of birth and things like that, or an existing client that you've been doing business with. You can go ahead and start to kind of build these, so it'll save you a little bit of time. And I can send out the link. So we're running just a little slow this morning. Because I've probably used him before in these demos. Eligibility and underwriting. And there we go. The application is for new coverage. Yes. And we go right here. No, I don't think so. Okay, and I cursor down here. And this is the question here. There's no replacement. And then the next one, change to guarantee issues. So like if something, I'm applying for 50,000 critical illness for Jeff, and if he's not eligible to get that, since he's under 64, he can get 10,000 guarantee issue. So it says that, hey, if I can't have what I asked for, at least give me the 10. This way you don't have to go back and do another app. So it's going to issue it with 10. So he agrees to that. And then the other thing is, does the applicant have two? No. We'll go there. 2 or more immediate families? No. We're going to have a lot of no's here on this. And let's go here within the past 2 years. So you can read each one of these questions, or if you're face-to-face, Jeff can be reading these questions and answering them. So you can see we're coming back to that 2-year, 3-year, no. And now if we were just doing dental and vision, we wouldn't have all these questions. It would just be a different set of questions. And then we go right through here. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to email me or contact Messer Financial. They're regional, they're marketing guys, and they will help you, or they will get the question to me and I will get the answers as soon as I can so that we can get you up and going. Sorry, this is taking a little bit longer than normal. But it's all automated. There we go. Coming down here, And now this one says, you know what? I want to consent to electronic delivery of the policy. We'll send out electronic policy, but you can also request the paper one. So we want the electronic policy. We can hit that. And then I hit save and continue. And then it's going to come down to the beneficiary. I'm going to have, I'm not sure what we have here. Oh boy, where'd it go? Spouse. Let's see. Spouse. There we go. And that's all I need. Wherever there's that little red star. And nope, I hit save and continue. And now there's the premium, the $221 for the first month. That's that $20 app fee. And then all reoccurring months will be the $201. And so I can do bank draft or credit card or list bill. If I do bank draft, I can put that in there. Reoccurring payments bank draft, and it's going to be monthly. And I can request effective date within 90 days. So let's say I request effective date to be April 1st. We're going to withdraw the money today, and that premium is going to pay it from April 1st to May 1st. And I cursor down here. And the premium payer, that's going to be self. And I'm going to hit save and continue. And now, it's going to tell me that. Validate the bank. I got to put in a bank number. And that bank number is going to be 111. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason, we like 4 zeros in our stuff that we do. Like our producer number. Is this information correct? Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas for our demo. Come down here, and I need an account number. And I'll use the one that I always do, 8675309. You might recognize that number. Checking. And the account holder is going to be Jeff. And the last name. Here we go. And I hit save and continue. Now the signature method. That's his phone number, the 561-758-3953, jstreet@messerfinancial.com. Now I can sign via email or text. So I could go either way. So if I go sign via email or text, I'm going to do that. And Jeff should be receiving a text message. And he will get it here shortly. And he can come back on and then tell me that he received it and go ahead and do the signature. And we will show you what happens. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box or send them to Messer Financial. So Jeff should have received a text message. If he could open that up.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and open that up and click on the signature. I'm sorry that I made you a little older than you are.
That's okay. I was going to say Jeff hasn't quite reached the half-century mark yet, but that's all right.
Well, I don't know if you've reached 6'2" either.
Still working on that, I hope.
Based on my weight, I should be about 6'5".
Yeah.
I have room to grow.
Yeah. So as I'm taking care of this, guys, and we get toward the end of our time today, I just want you to take a minute and think about all the clients that you've seen in the last year to 6 months and how well some of these products would have positioned themselves with maybe benefits or products that they already have in place. The hospital-wise, for those of you that work primarily in the senior market, if you go and look at all of your clients that are on an MAPD plan and you look at that inpatient hospital cost, SureBridge positions themselves to give you the option to help cover those days, however you'd like to do so in the most effective manner, right? So normally we're looking at days 1 through 4 to days 1 through 6 with an average cost somewhere between $300 and $400. And you can set this plan up to make sure that they cover that completely. So when you're going through the application process, helping your client do their MAPD, and for those people you're going to see during the remainder of OEP and through lock-in, watch what they're saying to you either verbally or just in the way they move or their body language when you go through that plan and you talk about some of the possible costs. And then obviously you want to go back and round back to that as you close out your presentation with them, that you can talk to them about that at another time, and then come back in and explain how a SureBridge product would help cover that in the event they do go to the hospital. And statistics show us that on average, somebody 65 and older will go to the hospital at least one time in a year. For those that have younger children or are working somewhere where there's a possibility of maybe tweaking their back or getting hurt a little bit, construction, landscaping, those type things, that accident plan is great. Your athletes, kids get hurt on the playgrounds, they get hurt at practice and in games. Again, just a great little product that you can throw out there for them. So I would ask Jesse to talk about this while I figure out how to sign this app via my phone. Is simply, Jesse, can you go through how would I help a client submit a claim? I know we know where to find that on the website, but just to help our folks close a little bit stronger as far as talking about how easy it is to submit a claim. Can you speak on that for just a second?
Yeah, the claim process is very easy because if the individual has the policy and the policy number, they can always call in to the 800 number for member services, and that's the 800-815-8535, and explain that, hey, you know what, I'm policy number such and such, my child had an accident, I have an accident plan with you, and they will electronically send out the claim form packet for that to be completed and sent back. Average turnaround time on claims, you're looking at 7 to 10 days. So the claim process is very, very quick, very reliable, that money is getting back to you so that you can use it as you need to see fit. So that claims process is very easy. That is also highlighted back in the policy itself, but you always have the 800 number that you can call. So I don't know if Jeff has refreshed, done all the signatures.
Yeah, I'm going through there now to put my signatures in there. Sorry. Hopefully this will work.
Yeah. Now, thinking about, let's say that, you know what, you have a child that's at school and you're at work and you get a call from the school that says, you know what, little Johnny got hurt, fell off the slide, broke his arm, and all of a sudden we're, taking him to the doctor. Now, you're at work and you're thinking, I have health insurance, but we have a large deductible. How much is this broken arm going to cost me? You're going to stress out over the amount of money that's going to be. But if you have the accident plan, you know that accident companion, the one that we selected for Jeff, it'll pay $500 to go to the ER. But then if little Johnny's got to be in the hospital overnight, maybe have surgery or plates or something, that'll pay $5,000 for that overnight stay. Now, having that policy in place while you're at work and you get that call, this is going to give you a little peace of mind that you're going to have some money coming in to help pay that deductible and take care of Johnny. And you're looking at that premium of being anywhere from $750 a month up to $28 a month, depending on what level of coverage that you buy. So I always think of those stories of, you're at work hard, trying to make ends meet, and all of a sudden you get the call that little Johnny got hurt and Johnny's off to the doctor. Well, you're going to think about, I want to get him well, but what's that expense going to be? Reduce that risk and exposure by having an accident plan.
That's right. And Jesse, I did finish that out. So
okay, I see that. We got the green check mark there. And now I'll click on agent. I'll go ahead and sign here, bringing it up. And so I will hit continue, and I can sign it, and I hit sign, and then I'm finished. I hit finish. And so I have the signature done, application submission, and I can view the app right there, and you can see what it looks like. And so you're going to see how many pages it is and everything. But you can bring it up and look at it and see all the questions and everything that was answered and the products that were selected. And so you can see all that. So you've done everything here. You've reviewed the product portfolio. You've looked at hospital-wise and cancer-wise. You've looked at our point of sales tool that you can be able to conduct business with. It's very efficient. You learn a little bit about advertising materials and how to position our products. And it's a very, very efficient way to sell and do business. And so you can work with Messer. They have a great team there to be able to assist you. And they also have the demo site to where you can practice so that you get used to that. But again, I'll send it back to Jeff. And we know that we have that Messer is providing a gift card for the 3. If you submit 3 apps, you'll get a $25 gift card. That's between now and the end of March. So, you know, gee, if you did 9 apps, you'd get 3 cards. So think about where these products can fit into your market and the client base that you currently have, or the new clients that you want to attract either through list bill or, you know, some type of direct mail program, people that you want to touch and talk to them about critical illness or about accident plans. Or if you have a relationship with, like, you know, summertime's coming and you're going to start having, you know, all the baseball leagues and things like that. These kids, gymnastics, you can set up a microsite to where you can start to approach parents of all these kids in these soccer clubs and things. I have an agent in North Dakota that writes a lot of hockey players. Their parents like the accident plan because those kids are out there on the ice. They're getting hit. They're getting broken arms and concussions, and that accident plan works well. They still want to do it. So it's very, very affordable for that $7.50 a month, or clear up to $28 if they want the max benefit. So again, reach out to Jeff and the staff there at Messer. And again, thank you very, very much for staying with us on this webinar. It took a little longer than normal, but again, thank you and good selling. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jesse. Guys, I want to say thank you as well for hanging with us as we work through this process. Wanted to make sure that we kind of took you from beginning to end, not only on the products that we'd want to take a look at today, but also how to get that application written and to service your client after the sale. If you have questions about contracting, please reach out to us again here at the office at 866-568-9649 and ask for producer support. Again, contracting is quick and easy through your SureLC online contracting portal. A link is sent to you. You complete that, and it takes about 2 days max right now to get you fully appointed and get you access to the agent portal so that you can go out and write that business. Again, Messer Financial is running a little bit of an incentive program for you guys from now until the end of the month. Get 3 applications issued, and you'll get a $25 gift card, and there's no cap on that. So go out, see those clients, make sure they've got the protection they need, and help them feel better about where they are in life. If there's anything that you guys need from us, please, again, reach out to us at 866-568-9649 and ask for producer support, or to speak to myself or one of the other marketing directors, and we'll be happy to help you lay out an effective plan for selling through the remainder of OEP and then throughout the summer months. So good luck to everybody. Stay warm. Thanks again, Jesse. Hope things thaw out there in the Midwest, and we'll talk to everyone soon. We will be sending out an email with a couple of links with some information there from the demo site and also some information about the contest as well. Everybody have a great day, and thanks again for attending. Take care.